We're walking into Laurie Wilson Park. Drove in on I Dream of Jeannie Boulevard, where that famous show was often filmed here near Cape Canaveral. You can already see this is a much more of a tourist beach. You got your beach rentals and a boardwalk here. You do have a significantly wide dune system, so this is typical of Florida's East Coast. Amazing sandy beaches with this barrier dune system. And so the study was really comparing this type of area here in Cocoa Beach. You can see with the development, and you'll see a lot more tourists here later today. It's early in the morning. Hotels and apartments right on the beach versus north of NASA, which is off that way. And we were comparing a much less developed area north of NASA, where it's Canaveral National Seashore and parks. We're at Canaveral National Seashore, and it's a Sunday, so slightly crowded. And you can see in the distance NASA, and it's a little windier as well. This is our study sites, and you can see here there's no development. And in the background, you see Mosquito Lagoon, part of the Indian River Lagoon system. I'm just behind the sand dunes now, and you can see here, other than the parking lot, you don't have the same type of development at all. You got NASA there, the Space Shuttle Assembly Building, and you can see back behind here as what the habitat would have looked like had all that development and houses not been happening there at Cocoa Beach. And we are looking for Nurdles, and these are plastic pellets that are part of the chain of production of plastic products, and they get out into the open ocean and in rivers and lakes, and there they end up washing up on these beaches. Our methodology was simply to walk along this high tide strand line. You can see a sea turtle nest there. As an aside, Florida is one of the most important sea turtle nesting areas in the world. And looking for microplastics, in particular the Nurdles, in this high tide strand line. It's a methodology that is promoted particularly by Phaedra and the Great Nurdler. It's easy for citizen scientists, people from small age to as long as you can walk, you can do this method, and you're basically just counting the number of Nurdles that you find over a certain set time. And we use 15 minutes as a standardized time, but then we allowed to vary the number of people who searched. You can see here some of the struggle. You got tire tracks. Some of these beaches people can drive on, not this one, but this is probably from the folks that are monitoring the sea turtle nests or the lifeguards. They drive, and so that does complicate things at times. And also when people start setting up their gazebos and towels. So the tourist beach is a lot more difficult in terms of some of the impacts and things that can change what you find. One of the things that we found in our 135 Nurdle samples was about an average of 20 Nurdles per 15 minutes of searching, and with the range of 0 to 330. Find any statistically significant difference between our sites north and south of the Space Center. And so that's likely due to the temporal variability. So we did find a pre and post hurricane difference. We did some monitoring at 4 sites, this being one of them here at Cocoa Beach and south, and then 4 sites in the National Seashore north of NASA. And there were significantly more Nurdles after hurricane season than before. And we actually were also able to sample right after Hurricane Dorian in September 2019, and that was our biggest, our greatest average of Nurdles. And so we see the real impact of storms and waves bringing up Nurdles onto these seashores. a very important educational component to this project, and that's why we use the citizen science approach. And so we were able to work with elementary school students all the way up through university for their volunteer hours, and high schools here. We worked also with some churches, getting them out, trying to expose them to science and to the issue of microplastics. And we were also able to talk to some of the beachgoers. Often when we're sitting there searching as a group, people are coming up and asking what we're doing, and it gives us an opportunity to talk to them about microplastics.